When you carry an intense personality, it's like having a light that shines so brightly it can't help but draw attention. If you recognize most of the qualities we're about to explore, it's likely you possess a remarkable energy that radiates from within. This energy, though unintentional, often has a profound impact on others, leaving them either in awe or slightly uneasy. For some, that intensity is magnetic, pulling them closer, inspiring admiration and even respect. But for others, this same intensity may feel overwhelming, casting a shadow they might shy away from. Yet, as a chosen one, it's not your intention to dominate or diminish. Rather, it's your calling to lead, uplift, and inspire. Consider what Scripture says about being set apart. You are a light meant to illuminate, not to overshadow. Think of Jesus' words in Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Those with a strong personality, like a city on a hill, often have clear goals and a determined spirit. They don't hesitate to express their views or take the lead when the situation calls for it. This isn't about being authoritarian or overpowering. True strength, in its most admirable form, is about balance. It's the art of harmonizing assertiveness with grace, of speaking boldly while still showing respect and kindness. When this balance is struck, you inspire those around you, rather than intimidating them. Now, as a chosen one, you may notice that people sometimes keep their distance. Have you ever walked into a room and felt a shift in the air, as if your presence brought something powerful and distinct? It's as though people sense an unseen fire in you, and while it draws some in, it can make others step back. Why is that? Could it be that this intensity, this strong vision and sense of purpose stirs something inside them? Perhaps it's a reminder of what they themselves feel called to, yet haven't fully embraced. Chosen ones are bearers of a unique light, a light meant to spark growth, healing, and transformation. This does not make you better than others, but it does mean that you carry a profound responsibility. You are here to fulfill a divine purpose, one that uplifts your generation and steers it toward a future rooted in strength and integrity. But with this calling, there is also a challenge. Close friends, even family, may not always understand you. They may see your drive as stubbornness or interpret your confidence as something to be wary of. Have you felt that pain? The sting of being misunderstood, of being held at arm's length simply because your heart beats to a different rhythm. Being chosen is not easy, yet it is an honor. Now, as we begin to explore what truly sets you apart, let's take a closer look at the qualities that make up this powerful personality and how they shape the way others see you. You may find that each of these traits serves as both a blessing and a challenge, for they hold the power to influence and inspire, but can also create distance with those who may not yet understand your purpose. Remember, in Proverbs 27:17, it is said, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Your intensity isn't meant to overwhelm, it's meant to refine and awaken others. So as we dive into these defining characteristics, ask yourself, how do these qualities shape not only my path, but the lives of those around me? And in what ways can I embrace my role as a chosen one while walking with humility and wisdom? Each trait you embody, each strength you carry, is a part of this divine design, one that may challenge you, yet also draws you closer to fulfilling your purpose. Let's go deeper and explore these qualities that mark you as set apart. Chosen ones, your personality intimidates others. One of the first signs that you might be more intimidating than you realize is this: you are extremely assertive. Now, assertiveness is indeed a powerful trait. It's a strength that allows you to speak your mind and express your needs with clarity and confidence. It takes courage to stand up and say, "This is what I believe," or "This is what I need." especially in a world that often prefers silence over truth. Remember, Scripture tells us in Ephesians 4:15 to speak the truth in love. You see, the act of being assertive itself is not the problem. It's how you communicate that truth and to whom. When you voice your opinion, you do it directly, without diluting or sugarcoating it to make others comfortable. You have a way of cutting straight to the heart of the matter, calling things as they are, without hesitation. When you possess this assertiveness, you are gifted with the ability to communicate your desires, your vision, and your thoughts with precision. You don't hesitate to speak the truth, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable it may be. This kind of honesty is powerful. It's the very essence of transparency, allowing others to understand you fully without confusion or ambiguity. As Proverbs 27:5 says, "Better is open rebuke than hidden love." You speak clearly, letting nothing stand in the way of your truth. But with this gift comes a challenge. While being direct is an admirable trait, not everyone processes communication in the same way. Some may hear your words, but instead of feeling empowered, they may feel intimidated or even attacked. The straightforwardness that you carry, this divine clarity, can feel overwhelming to those who are not used to such raw honesty. Have you ever noticed how some people shrink back when you speak, their eyes darting away, perhaps because they are unable to match your level of assertiveness? It's not that they don't appreciate your honesty, it's that your directness can come across as too intense, too bold, and too unyielding for their comfort. Let's take a moment to think about Jesus' example in John 4:24. God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth. Jesus spoke with power and authority, never hesitating to speak the truth, even when it was difficult for others to hear. Yet, he balanced this with compassion and grace. As the chosen ones, we are called to do the same, to speak the truth with love, to challenge others, but also to uplift them. Being assertive is a beautiful gift. It's a reflection of strength and conviction, and it is necessary for those who are chosen to fulfill their purpose. However, as you step into this role, ask yourself, are you speaking the truth with love? Are you mindful of the hearts you speak to, recognizing that not everyone can handle the power of your words in the same way? As 1 Corinthians 13:1 reminds us, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal." It's not enough to simply speak the truth. The manner in which we share it is just as important. When you combine assertiveness with kindness, your words become more than just messages. They become instruments of change, healing, and growth. Your light, which can sometimes be overwhelming, transforms into a beacon of hope and guidance. As a chosen one, your energy and your clarity of purpose are meant to guide others, not to intimidate them. Here's a question for you. When you express your thoughts, are you mindful of the impact your words have on others? Are you opening hearts with your message, or are you unintentionally closing them off? Think about this. How can you refine your approach, ensuring that your powerful words not only speak truth, but also bring comfort and understanding to those around you? The true test of your assertiveness is found in your ability to balance strength with accessibility. When you show others that your powerful words come from a place of love and care, your presence will no longer intimidate. It will inspire. Your light will shine brightly, drawing others closer, not pushing them away. And that, dear chosen one, is the kind of influence you are destined to have. You're serious or direct. There is an undeniable strength in maintaining a calm and composed demeanor. To possess such control over your emotions, to stand with unwavering confidence in the face of challenges, is a reflection of your inner strength. For those who are chosen, this composure is often necessary. It's what sets you apart and helps you fulfill your divine purpose. Like the Apostle Paul, who in 2 Timothy 1:7 reminded us, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." The power to remain composed and direct is a gift. It allows you to approach situations with wisdom, to handle pressure with grace, and to lead others by example. Yet, while this calm, serious exterior may inspire respect, it can also create an unspoken distance between you and those around you. People may admire your strength, but they may also feel hesitant to approach you, unsure of how to break through that impenetrable wall of confidence. Have you ever noticed how some people hold back from sharing their thoughts with you, unsure of whether or not they can truly connect? They may perceive your composed exterior as a sign that you are unreachable, unapproachable, or even unyielding. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus invites us saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Jesus, the Son of God, who carried the weight of the world on his shoulders, still offered an open invitation. He was approachable. He didn't allow his divine mission to create an invisible barrier between him and those in need. While he maintained his serious commitment to the Father's will, he never built walls around his heart. Instead, he reached out, spoke gently, and invited others into his presence. This is the balance we are called to strike. As a chosen individual, the clarity with which you speak can sometimes feel like a double-edged sword. You're often the one who sees the world through a lens of truth and urgency. You don't have time for small talk or trivial matters that don't move the conversation forward. Instead, you gravitate toward the deep, the meaningful, the things that truly matter. As Proverbs 27:5 says, "Better is open rebuke than hidden love." There's no room for pretending or dancing around difficult truths when you're on a mission to fulfill your purpose. Your words are direct, and they are meant to bring clarity, understanding, and sometimes conviction. But let's be honest, have you ever noticed that not everyone appreciates this approach? While it is admirable to speak the truth, not everyone is ready to hear it. In fact, sometimes the honesty that flows from you might come across as too blunt, too forward, or even too harsh. Have you ever been told that you're too honest or too direct? These comments may sting, but they are often an indication that your straightforwardness has created an emotional distance between you and those around you. Your heart is full of sincerity, but your words can sometimes feel like a strong wave crashing against the shore, powerful, overwhelming, and difficult for others to process. In 1 Corinthians 13:1, the Apostle Paul reminds us, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal." This is a crucial reminder for us as we walk this path of strength and truth. Honesty, while valuable, must be tempered with love and understanding. When we speak the truth, it must be done in such a way that it doesn't push others away, but instead invites them into deeper connection with us. So, how can you soften your approach without compromising your integrity? One powerful way to bridge that gap is through the art of storytelling. You see, people connect not just with facts or directness, they connect with the experiences. By sharing personal stories, you invite others into your world, giving them a glimpse into who you truly are behind the strong exterior. This opens the door to empathy and understanding. When you make an effort to ask others about their own experiences, when you show genuine curiosity and compassion, you begin to create an environment of connection rather than distance. Jesus, too, used stories to connect with his followers. In Matthew 13:34, it says, "Jesus spoke all these things to the crowd in parables. He did not say anything to them without using a parable." Jesus, the Son of God, spoke with power and authority, but he also knew that in order to reach people's hearts, he had to speak their language. He shared parables, personal stories that invited listeners to see the world through a different lens. This was his way of saying, "I understand you. I want to connect with you at a deeper level." So, ask yourself, how can you start to share your own stories with others in a way that invites connection rather than isolation? Have you thought about the power of showing curiosity about others' lives, not just expressing your own thoughts? When you do this, you are not only sharing your truth, but you are creating space for others to do the same. Instead of being seen as distant or unapproachable, people will begin to see the compassionate heart that beats beneath your strong exterior. It's not about changing who you are, but about refining how you connect. It's about blending your straightforwardness with a touch of empathy, your assertiveness with understanding. This balance will allow others to see you for who you truly are. Not just the strong, direct individual, but the one who cares deeply and is willing to meet them where they are. Think about it. When was the last time you let your guard down, shared a personal experience, or asked someone how they were truly doing? Are you ready to step into deeper relationships with others, not by softening your truth, but by showing that your truth comes from a place of care and connection? The impact of doing so can change not only the way others see you, but the way they experience God's love through you. People seem nervous around you. Have you ever noticed that when you enter a room, people seem to become uneasy, avoiding eye contact or fidgeting uncomfortably? You might have even observed them stepping back or creating a little distance between you and them. What if I told you that this behavior might not be because of anything you've done consciously, but rather because of the overwhelming presence you carry? For those who are chosen by God, your spiritual aura and inner strength can unintentionally cause others to feel a sense of intimidation. You may carry a powerful light, and like a bright flame, it can make those around you either drawn to it or uncomfortable by its intensity. In fact, many of the chosen ones find that their mere presence can stir emotions in others, both admiration and at times unease. In 2 Corinthians 2:16, Paul writes, "To the one we are an aroma that brings death, to the other an aroma that brings life." This profound statement reflects the dual impact that the chosen can have. Just as a strong fragrance fills a room, so too does your presence fill the space. For some, it's a sweet aroma, a reminder of God's light and strength. But for others, it can be overpowering, and they may not be sure how to respond. They may feel nervous, unsure of how to approach you or what you represent. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Is it possible that your strength, your clarity of purpose, and the power of your calling can cause others to feel unsure of how to interact with you? The truth is, your aura of confidence and spiritual strength can make people feel like they are standing in the presence of something extraordinary. This doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. It's simply the nature of the light you carry. But here's the critical question. How do you handle this reaction? Rather than pulling back or becoming distant, the chosen ones are called to step forward with humility. It is vital to remember that your strength is not meant to create walls between you and others, but bridges. Your spiritual power, your confidence, and your leadership qualities should draw others in, not push them away. In Matthew 5:14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." This verse reminds us that we are meant to shine brightly, but not in a way that isolates us. The very strength you carry is meant to be a beacon for others, a guiding light that leads them toward the truth. So, what can you do when you sense that people feel nervous around you? The answer lies in action. Initiate conversations. Step into their world with genuine curiosity. Show an interest in their lives, their stories, their struggles. It's through these small acts of humility that you can break down the invisible barriers and invite others to experience the warmth of your spirit. Jesus, though the Son of God, never hesitated to approach others with kindness and humility. In Luke 19:5, when Jesus saw Zacchaeus in the tree, he didn't stand at a distance and demand that Zacchaeus come to him. Instead, he called to him, saying, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." Jesus took the initiative, reaching out to Zacchaeus, who likely felt uneasy and nervous due to his position in society. But by taking the first step, Jesus bridged that gap, drawing Zacchaeus into a relationship with him. The same is true for you. By taking the first step, by showing genuine interest, and by participating in community activities, you create an environment where others can feel comfortable around you. Your mission is to be a light, but that light must be one that invites, not repels. Are you willing to take that first step to ease the nervousness others might feel in your presence? Remember, the chosen ones are not just leaders, they are servants, following in the footsteps of Jesus, who taught us that true leadership comes from service. When you initiate, when you step out of your comfort zone and show warmth and compassion, you not only help others feel more at ease, but you also fulfill your divine purpose. Your light is meant to draw others into the fold, to lead them toward God's love, not to stand alone in its radiance. Will you shine with humility, inviting others into your light? Genuine compliments are rare. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've given your best, but no one seems to notice or acknowledge your efforts? Do you often feel that your accomplishments go uncelebrated, even though you've poured your heart into them? For those who possess an intense, commanding presence, such moments may be more common than you think. When you're perceived as intimidating, people often hold back from offering compliments or feedback, fearing that any word they say might be misinterpreted or cause friction. Instead of expressing admiration, they may choose silence over risk, keeping their thoughts to themselves. As chosen ones, this dynamic can be even more noticeable. Your presence, charged with spiritual strength and purpose, can inadvertently create an environment where others hesitate to praise or acknowledge you. This is not necessarily because they do not value you or your efforts, but because your intensity and your very aura can make them unsure of how to approach you with recognition. Proverbs 27:21 says, "The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but people are tested by their praise." This powerful verse reminds us that praise, though often seen as a blessing, can be challenging for both the one receiving it and the one giving it. But here's an important truth. The absence of praise doesn't mean you lack value. It may simply mean that others are holding back because they're unsure of how to engage with you. Have you noticed this in your life? Does the lack of compliments make you feel overlooked or undervalued? The key here is humility and openness. As a chosen individual, your mission goes beyond being admired. It's about serving, encouraging, and building up others. Instead of waiting for praise, take the initiative. Praise others. Lift them up. Celebrate their achievements. Show them that their worth is seen and appreciated, and in doing so, you open the door for them to offer the same to you. In 1 Thessalonians 5:11, Paul urges the believers, "Therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." This verse calls us to be actively engaged in encouraging others. As chosen ones, you're not just meant to be recipients of praise, you're called to be the encouragers, the ones who lift up others with words and actions. When you give compliments, offer praise, and show gratitude for the work of others, you create an environment of mutual respect and admiration. Your ideas and opinions usually remain unchallenged. Another sign that your presence may be intimidating is when your ideas and opinions rarely receive challenge or disagreement. You might notice that in group discussions, the conversation often flows in your direction, with others playing a passive role, simply nodding or agreeing with your views. This dynamic can be uncomfortable for both you and those around you. While you may appreciate the respect, it may also leave you wondering whether people are truly engaging with your ideas, or if they're simply too afraid to disagree. For those who are chosen, this silence can be even more amplified. Your confidence, clarity of purpose, and spiritual strength may make others hesitant to voice opposing viewpoints. They might feel as though their opinions won't be heard, or that disagreeing with you could lead to conflict or disapproval. Proverbs 15:31 tells us, "Whoever heeds life-giving correction will be at home among the wise." This verse highlights the importance of being open to correction, to differing perspectives, and to constructive criticism. Even the wisest leaders do not have all the answers. True leadership, especially for those chosen by God, requires the humility to listen, to hear others, and to consider their perspectives. Why is it important to hear different viewpoints? Why should you, as a chosen individual, seek out voices that challenge or differ from your own? The answer lies in your growth and in your ability to lead effectively. True spiritual leadership isn't about being right all the time. It's about humility and openness. It's about showing that your mission isn't just to lead with authority, but to lead with wisdom. And wisdom comes from listening to others. As the chosen, your role is to guide, but also to foster a sense of community where everyone's voice matters. In James 1:19 we are reminded, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." This verse beautifully illustrates the balance between assertiveness and listening. It is not enough to just speak our mind. True leaders must be quick to listen and willing to learn from others. By welcoming feedback, encouraging open dialogue, and considering all viewpoints, you demonstrate the humility that is at the core of being chosen. So, ask yourself, are you creating a space where others feel comfortable to share their opinions, even when they may disagree with you? By welcoming the voices of others, you not only build stronger relationships, but you also create an environment where people feel respected, valued, and heard. You are not just leading by your own wisdom, but by the wisdom that God has given you through others. Always remember that being chosen means leading by example. As a chosen one, you are called not only to walk a path of strength, but also to lead others through your actions. In every moment, whether in the public eye or in private, you are setting an example. How do you respond when faced with mistakes, both your own and those of others? It's easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism, of expecting everything to be flawless, whether it's in your own work or in the work of those around you. But the pressure that comes with this standard can create an atmosphere of tension and fear. People may feel like they are constantly walking on eggshells, afraid that a single mistake will earn them your disapproval. As chosen individuals, this challenge is magnified. Your natural drive to succeed and your deep spiritual responsibility can sometimes create high expectations, not just for yourself, but for those you lead as well. You may feel a sense of urgency, a desire to ensure that everything is done correctly, and this can sometimes lead to frustration when things don't go as planned. Yet, it is in these very moments that the true essence of being chosen is tested. What kind of leader are you when things don't go perfectly? Do you react with impatience, or do you respond with understanding and compassion? In James 5:7, we are reminded, "Be patient then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains. Just as a farmer waits patiently for the harvest, so too must we wait patiently for the growth of those around us." Perfection takes time, and growth often comes with mistakes. As chosen ones, we are called to nurture that growth in others, just as God patiently nurtures us. Our impatience with mistakes can unintentionally create a barrier between us and others. a wall that prevents people from feeling comfortable or safe in our presence. Think about your interactions. How often do you focus on the mistakes rather than the potential for growth? When someone makes a mistake, do you offer correction with empathy, or do you let your frustration show? Remember, patience isn't just about waiting for the right outcome. It's about having the grace to walk alongside others, to encourage them, and to help them rise when they fall. This doesn't mean lowering your standards or tolerating mediocrity, but it does mean leading with love and understanding. Galatians 6:1-2 tells us, "Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ." This passage beautifully illustrates the heart of true leadership: restoration, not condemnation; compassion, not criticism. As chosen ones, we are not called to enforce impossible standards. We are called to walk beside others as they stumble, helping them back up and gently guiding them toward better paths. When you approach mistakes with a spirit of compassion, you do more than ease the pressure around you. You create a culture where people feel safe to be vulnerable, to learn from their missteps, and to grow. In doing so, you shift the atmosphere from one of intimidation to one of support and opportunity. Instead of feeling like they must be perfect to be valued, others will feel encouraged to improve, knowing that they are accepted and supported regardless of their imperfections. What would happen if, instead of highlighting mistakes, you focused on what can be learned from them? How would your relationships change if you offered a listening ear, a kind word, or a gentle hand to those who struggle? The growth and progress you seek in others will come not from fear, but from the safe environment you create with patience, love, and empathy. So remember, chosen ones, the power to inspire and lead lies in your ability to reflect God's patience, just as much as in your pursuit of excellence. Lead by example, and you will find that the people around you will not only be inspired to do their best, but they will also feel empowered to grow and learn without fear of failure. Your strength lies not only in your ability to strive for perfection, but in your capacity to show grace in the face of imperfection. Demonstrating that you value the effort and dedication of others, even when the results aren't perfect, reflects God's grace and mercy. As chosen individuals, we are called to be a mirror of His love and compassion, just as He shows us patience and understanding, even in our imperfections. Have you ever considered how your reactions to others' mistakes might shape their journey? By showing appreciation for the effort rather than focusing solely on the outcome, you inspire others to persevere and continue their growth, both personally and spiritually. This mirrors the grace God extends to us each day, encouraging us to rise and try again, even when we fail. Think about the story of the woman caught in adultery, John 8:3-11. The crowd, ready to condemn her, was met with Jesus' grace when He said, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Jesus didn't deny the mistake. He didn't condone the sin. Instead, He extended mercy, inviting her to start anew. This story shows us that true leadership isn't about punishing those who fall short. It's about offering them a chance to rise, to grow, and to move forward. As a chosen one, you carry that same spirit of grace. Do you offer grace to others in the same way Jesus does? When you lead with compassion, creating an environment where others feel valued and encouraged, you fulfill your mission as a chosen individual. Your ability to see beyond mistakes and appreciate the effort in others helps them find strength and inspiration to improve, knowing they are not defined by their failures. Remember, being chosen means leading with love and humility, ensuring that everyone, no matter their position or ability, feels like they have a place in your journey. What kind of atmosphere are you creating around you? If you want others to rise to their potential, you must create a space where they feel safe to try, fail, and try again. Your grace and encouragement will be the light that guides them toward greater growth and success. You are often the one who makes decisions, and this is a clear reflection of your leadership abilities. People naturally look to you for guidance because of your confidence and clarity of purpose. However, as a chosen individual, it is essential to remember that leadership doesn't just mean directing the path. It also means bringing others along with you. Have you considered how involving others in decisions might strengthen your relationships and increase collaboration? When you are consistently the one calling the shots, others may feel excluded or even overshadowed by your authority. This can unintentionally create an atmosphere of intimidation, even though your intentions may be the opposite. As chosen individuals, your strength and spiritual clarity may make others hesitant to contribute, fearing their voices will be drowned out or dismissed. In the Bible, we see many instances where leaders sought counsel from others before making significant decisions. In 1 Kings 12:6-14, King Rehoboam sought the advice of his elders, only to disregard their wisdom in favor of the younger men's counsel, leading to division. What do we learn from Rehoboam's story? Seeking input from others creates an environment of inclusivity, respect, and mutual support. As a chosen one, you have the unique opportunity to bring people into the decision-making process, making them feel heard and valued. By actively asking for others' opinions and considering their perspectives, you build stronger bonds and foster a sense of belonging. Similarly, in a social context, if you notice that you're frequently left out of gatherings or events, it may indicate that others perceive your energy as too intense or intimidating. Have you ever wondered why people might shy away from inviting you to social occasions? Social interactions are opportunities for people to connect on a more personal level, and sometimes your powerful presence can be overwhelming, even if you don't intend for it to be. As a chosen one, it's important to balance your commanding presence with a sense of approachability. Make an effort to show genuine enthusiasm for social events, not as a duty, but as a means of building rapport. Sharing lighter moments, showing your humor, and talking about things beyond work or responsibilities can help others see you as a multidimensional person, someone who is approachable and relatable, not just a figure of authority. The Apostle Paul, in 1 Corinthians 9:22, speaks about becoming all things to all people, so that he might save some. Do you see yourself in this? You don't have to change who you are, but by showing interest in others and engaging with them on a human level, you create opportunities for connection that go beyond mere authority. Your willingness to participate in social events and lighten the atmosphere will help others see the full range of your personality, making you more approachable, warm, and relatable. While your natural leadership and strong presence are gifts, it's crucial to ensure that others feel included in your journey. Whether it's involving them in decisions or showing a lighter side during social events, your efforts to connect with others will create a more harmonious and inviting environment. Let your strength be a source of empowerment, not intimidation, and you will foster deeper, more meaningful relationships with those around you. Your presence exudes a spiritual strength and authority that is unmistakable. This innate power, while often awe-inspiring, can also be overwhelming to those around you. Have you ever felt that your presence seemed to fill the room, causing people to shrink back in awe or even discomfort? As a chosen individual, your energy, marked by clarity and purpose, carries weight. People may be drawn to you, but simultaneously, they might feel intimidated by the sheer force of your character. This is a reality for many leaders who possess both natural authority and deep spiritual calling. However, The key to truly embodying your role as a leader lies in your ability to balance this strength with humility and accessibility. In the Bible, we see the example of Jesus, who, despite being the Son of God, exhibited a profound humility and approachability. In Matthew 11:29, Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I'm gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." He led not by domineering, but by connecting with others on a personal level, showing compassion and empathy. This is the kind of leadership that transforms the intimidating into the inspiring. You, too, can take this example to heart. How can your leadership inspire rather than alienate others? True leadership is not solely about asserting power or enforcing authority. It involves listening, understanding, and relating to those you lead. As a chosen individual, your mission is to not only lead by example, but to create an environment where others feel seen, heard, and valued. You have the opportunity to cultivate respect, not through fear, but through genuine connection. By making a conscious effort to balance your strength with empathy, you can transform your presence into one that commands respect, while also inviting others to approach you with trust and openness. The Apostle Paul, in Philippians 2:3-4, encourages us, saying, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others." This spirit of humility, even in the face of immense spiritual strength, is the hallmark of true leadership. It is this balance of power and empathy that makes leaders not only respected, but beloved by those they serve. By embracing both your strength and your vulnerability, you become a leader who inspires, connects, and uplifts. This balance will help you build deep, authentic relationships, creating an environment where your presence doesn't just command respect, it fosters genuine admiration and trust. As we reflect on the signs that your personality may intimidate others, it becomes clear that your strength, assertiveness, and clarity of purpose are powerful traits. Traits that can inspire greatness, but also create distance, if not balanced with humility and empathy. You, as a chosen individual, carry a unique presence that can both uplift and overwhelm. However, with intentional effort, you can transform this strength into a tool for deeper connections and more meaningful leadership. By listening, showing compassion, and embracing your vulnerability, you can bridge the gap between your powerful presence and those around you, creating an atmosphere where people feel both challenged and supported. Now, if you resonate with this message, I encourage you to comment with the number 777 as a sign of your alignment with the calling to lead with both strength and compassion. Your presence is meant to be a light in the world, and your journey is one of transformation and growth. If you found this message valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content like this. Let's spread the light of knowledge and wisdom together. May you be blessed with the strength to continue walking in your purpose, with the humility to serve, and the compassion to connect with those around you. May God's grace guide your path as you shine your light in the world. Amen.